Something about Kylie Jenner's latest move just doesn't sit right, and people are starting to notice. Right before Coachella, she quietly introduced something new under her Sprinter brand, but instead of excitement, the reaction online was confusion. Because this didn't feel like a normal launch. It felt like a complete shift, almost like she was trying to change direction without fully explaining it. And the more people looked into it, the stranger it started to feel. Kylie unveiled K2O as an extension of Sprinter, positioning it as a line of advanced hydration mixes focused on skin health and recovery. On the surface, it sounds like a smart move. Wellness is booming, beauty from within is a massive trend, and combining hydration with skincare feels like a natural evolution. The product itself is built around electrolytes, collagen peptides, and hyaluronic acid, marketed as something that helps you stay hydrated and glowing from the inside. But here's where things started to fall apart. The messaging didn't feel clear. One moment, it's being framed as part of a party lifestyle, something you take before going out, during the night, and even the next morning. The next moment, it's positioned as a daily wellness product, and people couldn't tell what it was supposed to be. Was this replacing the alcohol brand? Was it sitting alongside it? Or was this an entirely new direction? And that confusion only got worse. Because right as she started teasing this launch, the entire Sprinter Instagram page was wiped. No transition, no explanation, just gone. That immediately raised eyebrows. People started questioning whether the original brand was being quietly phased out, or if Kylie herself wasn't fully sure where she was taking it. And then she said something that made the situation even more awkward. She described this whole launch as being outside of her comfort zone. That's when the internet really turned. Because hydration sticks, electrolytes, that's not exactly a risky category, and people picked up on that instantly. Comments started flooding in, questioning how something so mainstream could be considered uncomfortable. Some thought she was joking, referencing her past viral moments, but others weren't buying it at all. To them, it sounded like someone promoting a product they didn't fully connect with. And once that perception starts, it spreads fast. But this isn't just about one product. It's part of a bigger pattern people are starting to notice. Because lately, Kylie's moves have felt all over the place. She's hinted at acting, dropped music with almost no promotion, appeared on tracks out of nowhere, and now she's stepping into wellness, all at the same time, without a clear narrative tying it together. It's not that she's doing too much, it's that none of it feels connected. And that's what's making people uneasy. Because for someone who built such a strong brand identity before, this sudden shift feels different, less controlled, less intentional, almost like she's experimenting in public and letting people figure it out as it happens. But while that confusion is building around Kylie, something much deeper is happening elsewhere in the same family. Khloé Kardashian. Because while Kylie is dealing with brand confusion, Khloé is dealing with something far more emotional. Old wounds are being brought back into the spotlight, and this time, people are looking at them differently. The Lamar Odom documentary resurfaced a chapter of her life that many people thought had already been closed. But instead of focusing on his story, a lot of viewers walked away thinking about her. Because what she did during that time wasn't small. She stepped in during one of the darkest periods of his life, managed everything, stayed by his side even after filing for divorce, supported him through a situation that could have ended very differently. And watching it again now, people are asking the same question. Did she ever really get the credit for that? Because when Lamar spoke about it afterward, his response didn't fully match what people saw. He acknowledged her, but quickly shifted the focus elsewhere. And that didn't sit right with viewers, especially after hearing Khloé describe moments where she had to step in and take control, making decisions that may have changed the outcome entirely. And that disconnect is what frustrated people the most. Because from the outside, it looks like she carried a lot of that weight. And now it feels like that contribution is being minimized. But that wasn't even the moment that triggered the strongest reaction. That came from Tristan Thompson. Because somehow, even now, he continues to bring her name back into the conversation. During a recent podcast, he started talking about their first meeting, going into detail, almost like it was a perfect memory. And that's where people pushed back hard. Because after everything that's happened, hearing him frame it like that didn't feel right. It felt like rewriting the story. The way he described it, you'd think they had this flawless relationship, not one filled with repeated public drama and broken trust. And fans noticed that immediately. They started calling it what it looked like. Selective memory. Saying the right things now after the damage is already done. And it didn't stop there. He also claimed that all of his children's mothers get along and that everything is fine between them. But people aren't convinced because the timelines, the history, and everything that's been made public don't exactly support that picture. So when he keeps bringing Khloé up like this, it doesn't feel respectful. It feels unnecessary. Yeah, nah. And that's when the bigger picture started to come together. Because this isn't just about Lamar or Tristan or even one situation. It's a pattern. Khloé shows up. She supports. She stays. She gives more than most people would. And again, it feels like the people around her don't meet her at that same level. And people are starting to notice that more than ever. They're not just reacting to the drama anymore, they're reacting to what it represents. Loyalty without reciprocity, care without protection, watching someone give so much and not getting that same energy back. At the same time, Khloé is still doing what she's always done, supporting others, being there when people need her, even now. Which makes the situation even harder to watch. Because it raises a question that's been building for a long time. At what point does being a good person turn into being taken for granted? And that's where everything connects. Kylie's unclear direction, Khloé's emotional pattern, the shifting way people are looking at the entire family. For years, they controlled the narrative. Everything felt polished, intentional, perfectly timed. But now something feels different. More fragmented, more exposed, less predictable. And maybe that's the real story here. Because this doesn't feel like a simple rebrand. It feels like something deeper is changing. And the real question is, are we watching a transformation or the beginning of something unraveling?